Dana Barrett asked Dr. Venkman, why do you like being a Ghostbuster? He replied, same reason I asked you out, 'cause busting makes me feel good.
Ugh, that's tasteless.
No, ma'am, that's tasteless.
Movie review, bitches!
Thank you.
Nothing can hurt you. No storm clouds gathers terrified.
I am a mountain.
Surrounded by your love.
You're a mountain that dreams of me.
We fight for love.
We fight for love.
We fight for love.
Hey, welcome, Tasteless Adjacent.
Somewhere.
Movie review.
Somehow.
Of Commando.
Someone.
Because I'm a Disney fucking cunt. And Tasteless Adjacent movie review. Fucking Commando. I am Jay Chowder. We got Bone.
Sully, remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied.
Slopdog.
Hi. I don't have anything. Hello.
Let off steam, Bennett. Let off a little steam. And,
Steve.
this movie, before we even get into it, fucking Commando, 80s classic. As a kid, I remember watching it, and it was just fucking like one of those movies. That, Die Hard, fucking Predator, like all these movies, you're like, these are fucking great. And I feel like all of us watch this movie now as adults, and we all have the same comments. I feel like no matter what you're going to hear one of us say, the other one's going to go, I was just about to say that. That's all I'm going to say about this fucking silly movie I just watched. It was like silly, but I loved it at the same time. I was like, I remember, I watched it and I was like, I can remember how as a kid I loved it. And as I watch it now, I go, I see why I loved it as a child, because it's ridiculous and it's so like hero driven and it's so just like makes him unbelievably strong. And then as you watch it as an adult, you go, I see all the holes in this movie, but I also love it. So I'm like, fuck the holes. This is fucking such a good movie. So quick thing again, spoiler alerts just to this whole thing. So if you've never seen the movie, pause this. Go watch Commando. Come back and listen.
You don't want to fuck up the plot. You know, it's really good.
If you have seen this movie, fucking buckle in, motherfuckers. We're about to talk Commando. So
yeah, that being said, like I just want to say quick, I absolutely, this is one of my go-to movies ever since I was a kid. I think I bought it on Vudu a few years ago, the director's cut, and I always just watched it for the enjoyment. And this is the first time I really analyzed it as I watched it.
And you realize, so fuck. Yeah.
Wow, this is a roller coaster of emotion.
It's like, I know as a grown person with fucking bearings about me, like fucking smarts in my head, I watch this and I go, that's crazy, that's silly. But then as you just go, I love watching the movie, how great, and I'm so happy the choices they made in this movie. And so it's about a guy who's special agent's op or some shit, but he no longer does it, happy with his child, who in the beginning, it makes it look like a goddamn sitcom beginning. They're putting ice cream in each other's faces and shit, and it's just like, what the fuck am I watching?
They're petting a deer in the wild, and he kisses it on top of the head. It's like, what the fuck? She comes up and tickles him, and he's just like, it's the most awkward tickle ever. He's like 8 million times bigger than her. And she tickles him. He's like, I give up. And he chases her with his arms in the air.
When he carries that huge log in the beginning, my dick was hard. I remember that as a kid going, what a strong motherfucker. And as I watch it as an adult, I'm still like, what a strong motherfucker. But it's just so awesome and just so manly. And you're just like, so what a fucking powerhouse this guy is.
But just the contrast, the cold opening is really cool. You got the trash guys coming up and machine gunning that guy out of nowhere. That's when you first realize, oh shit, what's going on? And then the other guy gets run over, and then Bennett gets blown up in the fucking ship. And then all of a sudden, fucking Schwarzenegger and his daughter are fucking playing Who's the Boss.
She's from Who's the Boss. And that's how she got the role of Who's the Boss. They're like, we loved you in fucking Commando. You really fit the sitcom role. and because she's just, it's just Jenny and
Jenny.
So he's undercover, right? But then like people find out about him where he's located. So then he's like, they kidnap his daughter and they're like, we need you to kill this guy of some foreign country. Side note, the guy they play is like in brown face. He's a white guy who's painted to look like a Mexican or some Latin, right? Like I don't know
what
like
Cuban or some the country they name I think might be a fake country. I don't know. Like I couldn't. I was trying to listen to him. It's like he almost said a country, but blah, 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 and I just don't know what he was saying. So I think it was a made up country.
Like when Bo said this to me yesterday, I was laughing, and he was like when the guy comes, get Schwarzenegger and be like, they found you. We're gonna. What does he say? I'm gonna leave you with my best men, but I'm gonna. What does he say? How does he word that exactly, Bo?
When it says what?
When he leaves the two army guys with Schwarzenegger, these guys will protect you. I gotta go to the city to talk to the government people.
Yeah, I got to go to the town. I got to go to town to coordinate with the government.
No, it's like a child wrote the dialogue.
Yeah, the federal people is who he has to coordinate with. I'm like, you are the federal fucking government. You mean the FBI? Why did you just say the fucking FBI?
No, it's like the same reason they didn't say the name of where that they wanted to kill the president from. It was written. It's like a child was like wrote it. It was just like. And then it's like, the federal people. I gotta go see some federal people. He said the federal people. You're like, what? Like, why don't you name names? They'd be like, I gotta go see fucking General Custard or whatever the fuck, to see who found out or whatever the cunt bear
General
is.
Custard at the donut shop.
General Custard up my pecker hole in your fucking mother's horse, fucking cunt. And what?
At the beginning too, when he's like they're eating before General Kirby comes. His daughter makes him a sandwich, and he's like, "What's in this?" And she's like, "Don't ask." What do you mean, don't ask? You put dog shit in it? I don't understand. He's looking at the teen magazine, and he's like, "Oh, why don't they just call him Girl George?"
But I think on the front of the teen magazine, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but I think the name of it was called Cream, like CREAM, and I'm
yes. I think that was a real magazine for the girls to cream, and over Boy George. Why did they just? I didn't notice he said that. Why did they call him Girl George? He called Boy George a fag. The 80s, folks, the 80s, and so this motherfucker's got a new life. He's fucking undercover special ops. So they kidnap his daughter. You got to kill the president, or we'll send your daughter back to you in pieces. So he has to go and do it like a job to keep his daughter safe. But he knows no matter what they'll kill her. So then he just escapes from them and then he has to go. He escapes from the people that he goes with to fucking. I'm so excited I can't get it out to go head to fucking Guatemala or wherever the fuck. And then he escapes those people, and then he has to track down where his daughter is. Where's Jenny? And fucking he's like Forrest Gump, but fucking with steroids. And wanting Jenny. And he's fucking running. Now he's gonna find her. So and then that's what the movie is, folks. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. And he's double crossed by one of his team members, Bennett, who was supposed to be dead. Nope. He got kicked out of the fucking special ops by Schwarzenegger, and he's holding a grudge and is cocking his hand for him because he is clearly gay for Schwarzenegger in this movie. The way his hand flutters with his knife. What did you say?
What crocheted top? What? What is he wearing?
I think that's chainmail. Like some kind of homosexual Night of the Round Table.
Bo's like, why'd you take his pants off to try and fuck him? John, he's got chainmail underwear on.
It's all like
something. When you sent us that email, we were just like the fucking text. You're like, he fucking fluttered, creaming over John playing gaily with his knife.
He's like, "Oh, I'll be waiting for you, John," and he takes the knife and the way he's playing with it. I'm like, oh.
And the way he walks, his hand flutters. Did they get this guy from gay porn? Is that all he'll do is the villain in this movie? This is probably my favorite person, Arnold, over Predator, over whatever fucking movie Schwarzenegger's ever been in. This is my favorite villain because it's the worst fucking villain. His muscles barely there. What did you say, Bone? He's a sandwich. He's a fucking chicken parmesan away from being a fat fuck. Like he's just out of shape. Deserves no right to be in the same room as Schwarzenegger. Although he's giving him a fight for his life, and then he's
How did
crazy.
that happen?
He's whiny. He's overly gay for Schwarzenegger's character in this movie. John, I don't need the girl. I don't need the gun. Like double fist the fucking knife like it's his cock, and he's just like.
And when he says, "I don't need the gun," he's like, "I don't need the gun." He like weak wristed throws it at him.
Like half a queen throws the gun.
I mean, clearly Schwarzenegger could have just picked him up with one hand and like broke his neck. Like he just killed how many people to get to that spot? Like I don't know, 110, like
92. I counted.
You counted? And then he gets to Bennett, and Bennett is the problem. I'm like, come on now. Like I feel like I could beat Bennett. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, 92 is
Bennett gave him a hard time.
People before he got to the island, so technically 88 at the island.
So like, but the other part of this too is like in the end they're just like, oh, I guess we're gonna clean all this up. But like, no, they're not like, hey, you're gonna be facing murder charges. You left some person dead in a hotel. How about the people that got shot at the freaking mall, or the fact that he like took where he goes and gets the guns and he like destroys a whole store to go get all the guns and stuff. Like he doesn't have to pay any of that back. He doesn't have to.
Kirby will cover it for him.
He's above the law.
Dude, in the beginning. So when he's going Guatemala, where the fuck he's going with Sully, who is the guy from the Warriors. Warriors, come on. That guy, he plays a dirtbag in that movie, Dreamscape. I wish they had more Sully in this movie. He's just phenomenal. So where Sully's there, the big black guy. So after he escapes and he's in the mall, the amount of police that come after him, like they got out of a fucking clown car. Like, how many police are in the fucking mall?
I think they were all armed security guards.
How many security guards are in the fucking mall? Like, they acted like police to me. I thought they were police. So if they're mall security, the 80s didn't give a fuck. They gave anybody a gun. But how many were there? I'm like, where are these police coming from?
That scene was so amazing. He walks up and Sully's in the phone booth, and he just shakes it till the glass all comes out, throws it over his shoulder. Like 8 security guards jump on him, and he just jumps up and goes, "Blah!" They all go flying. He grabs some fucking thing and swings through the fucking sky. So good. So good. He was my fucking hero growing up.
Yeah, dude, it's like a movie a child would have written. Like, because like as you watch as a kid, you're like, this is fucking awesome. He's swinging. He's taking on everybody. He's just a fucking hardcore tough guy. He don't believe in sports, and he's like, no sports. And,
how about the part where they get in the plane, and she's trying to fly the plane for him, and they're talking, and they show like what it's supposed to look like out the front of the plane, but it looks like something I drew with my left hand. Did anybody else catch that? It's like so badly done.
Also drawn by the child who wrote the movie. This is how the plane looks. Hey, dude.
It's like, what the fuck was that?
Like Bo just said, he fucking killed 92 people at the end of that movie, right? And
underwear.
It's impossible. Gets a scratch or something, right? And then like it's insane how like this is supposed to be believable. And as a kid, you're just like, he's so fucking cool. They can't stop him. He's just a fucking madman. And then, like, with that Sully guy, like, he finally gets that guy and then gets information, like, hangs him over the cliff. This is my weak arm, Sully. And then he's like...
he just drops him.
Remember when you said I killed you last, Sully? And he's like, you did, Major. You did. And he's like, I lied. And then he drops him. The way Sully screams makes me giggle. He's like, ah, ah! As he walks to his death.
And you notice that when he drops Sully, it's actually a mannequin or like a dummy because the guy, it's like the arms stay straight and he just goes, and then it just falls straight down. It's like the explosions on the island. It was all like these mannequins on poles just standing outside looking like soldiers.
They only had so much of a budget, and they had to have the scene where he's in his underwear. He strips down to his underwear to row his boat over to shore. Like, what? What's happening right now?
You love how they forced in the titty scene too when he threw the guy through the wall, and there's that one
80s.
like big-breasted like fucking porn star looking girl.
She's yelling.
Dude, is it me? I guess go back and watch it. The guy's bent over in front of her when they go into the room. Was he getting pegged? Was that guy getting pegged in the 80s?
A man before his time.
That chick have a dick? Oh man,
they should have called him Girl George.
Girl George, that's crazy. Green magazine. And is he that good? How did you know Jenny wasn't in one of those buildings he blew up?
That's a good point.
Just blow up buildings. There goes Jenny.
Jenny.
There's a musical. Like there's like two guys or something. I think they're called Lego Films or Lego. I can't remember. But it's like John and Al, and it's like Lego. I want to say it's Lego Films, but they did like a musical for Predator. They did a musical for and it was for Commando, and they just made a little song and put clips of the movie, and it was like Jenny and me. Jenny and me. Like it was just so ridiculous. And I was like, this is so great. Like, and after, especially if you just recently watched the movie, you're like, it's great. And he's like, Bennett, I thought you were dead. He's like, no, John, I'm here for you. I don't need the gun. And dude, it is like crazy. I just thought it was just such a good movie, like a good movie, a good watch. It just like this movie is like just a feel good movie. You put it on, and it just fucking makes you feel good, dude. It is. I don't know. What did you guys think when you watched it? Like I don't know. Just how crazy it was. And I just I'm like, we got to talk. Like we were supposed to originally watch True Lies, and then we decided to switch to Commando, and True Lies will be coming down the pike. But I'm so glad we watched this movie now, because I forgot about it, and then we started talking, came up, and just how crazy it was. What do you guys think?
The same. It is just wild. Like you said, it's like a little kid made up the script and just went with it. And they were all like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Hey.
No disrespect to the guy who wrote it, God bless, or girl. But it's just like a kid's mentality of what a movie should be. And it's just I'll swing from this. He's gonna kill everybody, and it's just I'm happy. I'm so happy it was made the way it was.
Oh, absolutely. I like this. If this movie was made today, it would feel cheesy and just bad. Right? In the 80s, it's perfect. It's just perfect fucking how it is. Like that scene when he runs out of ammo, he gets hit by the grenade, and he goes into the shed, and he starts he stabs people with the fucking with the fork. Fucking not the fork. What is that? A fucking
the saw blade.
Hey, fork. Fuck.
Well, a hay fork. What is a hay fork called? Pitchfork. Thank you. A pitchfork. He's throwing saw blades. He cuts that guy's arm off and then throws the arm at him.
Dude, the sound the guy makes. The way they make the guy scream when he gets his arm cut off. He's like, yay! I imagine that's how you would yell if your arm got cut off.
And right before he starts killing them and he's in there and they all shoot the place up, you see all their faces, the one guy holding the strip of bullets from his gun, and on the left hand he's like, yeah! They're all like the faces they're making when they're shooting their guns. It's so intense.
Their faces and the noises they make when they all get shot is like really amusing to me. Like, yeah, oh, like someone went back in there afterwards and like redid the sound. It sounds like, and it was just like, and what's that noise? What is that noise?
I think that was.
Keep going. I was blowing my nose, but it was muted.
Oh my god! I thought you were going. Huh, huh. I thought you were trying to imitate the people getting shot. I thought that's what you were doing. He's just blowing snot out of his nose. Oh my god! And then and the girl who she could have easily been cut out of the movie and not even been needed. Like he could have drove the plane himself. And I mean, it's good they kind of needed a love interest in the 80s. They always got to do that. But I think her role was kind of thrown in. Like she wasn't really hardcore. She's really awesome. She played an okay part, but.
Yeah, the only reason she was in there is because she was a pilot, and that would get him to the island. Like, they could have totally just taken her out and said that he was in the military, so he knows how to fly a plane.
Correct.
Done. Yeah. Done. Like, I was trying to look up reviews, and, I tried to look up facts on movies and stuff. And I found this article that was just like talking about how this movie was like just a cheesy, shitty 80s film.
Correct.
But she's the one that brought this film up. Her smart comments and witty, clever things.
She annoyed me.
Brought up this movie so much, and that's what made this movie was her. I'm like, she was a throwaway character. Are you fucking kidding me?
Brilliant. And her being like, "This isn't my day." I'm like, throw this cunt out the car. This cunt needs to buckle her teeth on the curb. This cunt is gone. This isn't my day, bitch. You're dead. I'm just so annoyed.
My son, I'm like, my dog's in this room with me, and I'm like, the door was shut? How did the dog get in here? And I open the door, and like there's this like inflatable like coffin, and my son just put it against the door. So when I opened it, it would fall. He's a trickster.
Dude, he tries to scare me all the time. Like he was in here the other day, and he's like, Uncle Jesse, you'll go check your room, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to me. He's like, they kept going, you gotta go to your room, and I'm like, oh, this fucker set me up. So then like he came, and I was like, oh my god, you gotta, I'm all scared, So we take everything out, and then the other day or something, Bone was like, because he went to go shut the basement off on me, and I was like fucking scared, and like, because it's the basement, and I'm like, you're gonna ruin your fucking furnace, dude. Because my wife used to do that when we were in the house. She'd go to shut the basement light off. And I'm like, you're going to ruin the furnace because I'm going to be so scared. I'm just going to run. And I'm going to run right into the fucking furnace because I'm not going to be able to fucking see. And I go, it's going to be on you. So I told the same thing to Bone. And then his kid was like, what's going on? He's like, Uncle Chowder doesn't like the fucking dark either. So the other day, after we take all the stuff out of the room after you scared me, and then like the door was open and I shut the light off to leave. And he's like, oh, I'm scared of the dark too, Uncle Chowder. He said... He put us on the same level. I'm scared too of the dark, Uncle Chowder. Oh my god! High five for love.
Protect you.
He has your number. He's just like, who knows? You're just gonna throw him like towards the danger, and you're just gonna run.
Run, Uncle Chowder, run! I'll save you.
I'm like, all right, buddy, I'll cut you back here later. And you're like, my kid just defend you? He said he got it.
I really believed him.
I thought the child would do well.
I thought he had it.
Tonight on Dateline.
Oh my god, yeah. And the relationship with the father and the daughter, when she comes out and she's like, what's going on here? I'm like, are they married as well? Like, I don't get what's going on here. And but like she definitely no, I don't think he was fucking her. But like just how she was like the only like kind of woman in her life, in his life. So she was kind of like, what's going on here? You might
know this, Slopdog. So this might be maybe it was in the director's cut because Chowder said he didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Did they explain what happened to her mother in the version you saw? Okay, so that was in the director's cut. That's why when I mentioned it to Chowder, we were talking earlier, and he's like, "What happened to her mother?" I'm like, "She died at childbirth."
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, he does say that. She asks him, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought there was more to it. Yeah, she does ask him, or I think it's the black lady, right? She asks him.
Yeah,
and then he says, "Yeah, she died at birth when he gave birth."
I don't know, Slopdog. I don't see color.
Oh, stop it!
I just see a person.
Well, then and then right after that, he's like, "I was in, I don't know, wherever he was when she had measles, and then I was somewhere when she had this, and
Pakistan,
so that's all.
I missed that part. Oh shit, I missed that part.
Maybe we both watched the director's cut and Chowder didn't.
What was I watching? I watched it on Amazon. I don't know.
I'll go back and watch it again because I watch this movie all the time anyway. Did anybody notice that? Because playing that fight scene, like at the end, him fighting against the whole army in the island, really felt like a video game. It felt like 007 GoldenEye. Like he was doing stealth kills for the first few kills until the one person caught him or something, and the alarm went off, and then every door in the fucking place opened, and all these soldiers were running out. It felt like GoldenEye so much. Like you run into stealth mission, and then when he fought the freaking guy pretending to be a Mexican. That was the sub boss. And then when he fought Bennett, that was the real boss. And then he went through phase 2 once he threw him into the electrical. Because once he threw him into the electrical, he was like,
That's what I wanted to say.
And then he got super powered, and he just started fucking fighting him.
You know he would have been dead. If you got electrocuted by that, you'd be dead. Especially if you're in fucking chainmail. He'd be dead.
It's super because he had the chainmail, so the lightning really generated his body, and he got really strong from it. Phase 2 of boss fight.
Especially
no.
in chainmail. What kind of good doctor? And he's probably got a knife up his asshole too, thinking about John. So there's metal there now, and just overly obsessed in a sexual way to his old cohort John. And
I'll probably suck it.
That's what Bennett's saying. And so yeah, definitely. I agree. Totally did feel like a fucking video game. Just fucking balls to the wall. Just you gotta go. You gotta get Jenny. I don't know. I fucking thought this movie was great. I really hadn't seen it in years, and maybe it's just I don't know. I'm in the moment. I'm gonna give it fucking 5 dog dicks. It like really it held up in a bad way, but a good way. Like it's I just felt good watching it. I could put it on I think at any time, and you're just gonna get action. You're gonna get one-liners. You're gonna get just how cheesy it is, but how great it is at the same time. Dude, it's a 5 dog dicker, man. Wow. It's a master Jason Bader, if I may say so.
That's not it. That's not it.
No.
I'm like when the fucking go to the hardware store when I said that. You heard the disgusting Slopdog. Oh, can't kill yourself. Just kill yourself is what you thought. And then Bone right behind her, you also thought the same. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, in the comments, folks, let us know when something is a great movie and it gets 5 dog dicks, and it's universal across the board. Tasteless Jason gives it 5 dog dicks. What would you say it is? Like in Rotten Tomatoes, it's fucking certified fresh. What can we say about our 5 dog dick movies? Is it a guaranteed pounder? Is it a gratified pounder?
I still like bona fide pounder.
Is it a gooch smooch? What is this thing? Is it a master Jason Bader? Who knows?
It's a pound of salami.
You let us know. Bone, what say you about this fucking 80s classic?
This, oh my god, this is one of my go-to movies. It's in my top 5, if not top 3, favorite action films of all time. It is brilliant. It's not about the story. It's not about anything. It's just about the amazingness of an 80s action film. This hits every mark for an 80s action film. Schwarzenegger is the fucking goat of 80s action films. I don't care. Stallone's amazing, and Bruce Willis and everybody else is amazing, but Schwarzenegger is the man. And this is his fucking...
Take off your chainmail underwear. Relax.
I love this film. I watched it 3 times. It is 5 dog dicker for me.
5 dog dicker. Slopdog, what say you on this classic 80s gem?
Wow, I'm not as excited as Bone is there, but I really like it. It makes me. It's one of those movies that's easy to watch.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it. It is super cheesy, but you know that going into it. That's what it's supposed to be. It's just supposed to be fun, ridiculous. You can't think about it too hard because it doesn't make sense. So, but I like watching it. It makes me laugh. It's just a good time. Like I like that he's like just a tough guy and he kills all the bad guys. Like who doesn't like that? I can't quite give it 5 dog dicks though. I don't know. I'm not quite feeling the 5. I'm gonna give it 4.5. 4 to 10.
4 dog dicks and a tip.
Yeah.
All right, that's. Hey man, you give you give the dicks you want to give, Slopdog. And what? And fucking Bennett. I can't get over it. And then watching the text come in from you guys and talking to Bone, and I'm just like, no. I'm like, we all like exactly where I was like. Yep.
As a kid, I never caught I don't know. I never really thought about it, but now that I'm older, I'm like, oh my god, like how homoerotic was he for him? Like, chill out.
Very
like
much.
He's so over the top.
I totally didn't. I never noticed it until I really analyzed the film, and I was just like, wow.
The only thing he needs is one of those little black gay hats, like they're made out of leather. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Doesn't it feel like that would be perfect on him? Jesus. But he's gay in real life, right?
Dude, he has to be. If you look at his IMDb and there's nothing else but gay porn, I'd be totally shocked if it's gay porn and Commando. Like that's what that guy's film says. That's all his fucking IMDb says. Fucking 8 blacks in the back is one. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Our
Come
cops.
on my back and call me John. You know, just fucking whatever. He's going. You know, in the army now. You know, he's dressed up in Marines. That's the one that got him the role, Commando. He played a gay guy in the army getting fucking slammed, all holes filled on Bennett. And then they're like, this guy could be a villain.
Perfect.
Look at him spatting those dicks away, taking all those dicks. He's hardcore. And,
So
yep.
we pretty much give this a 5 dog dicker. It's 4.83, and I was told not to say put a tip in by the producers or anything anymore. So just round up and down. So I guess a 4.8 is a 5 dog dicker.
Nice.
Well, I would say it was, I'd say it was. It's a really we recommend this movie. You know, even though it's like just shy of a full dog, like a feast of a dog dick. I don't know. You would just it's highly recommended. I can't even get it out. I'm so excited for this movie. Like I was like so excited to get together with you guys and talk about this. I was like, it has to be done. We usually jibber jabber more before we get into like actually recording the podcast. But I was like, we can't. We got to get into this thing. It is fucking. It's good time. And thanks everyone for listening. And if all goes well, we should have I think a good Valentine's Day one coming up in February. We might have a return guest. We may not. And if we do, I'll be very excited about it because I'm a big fangirl for him. But we'll see what happens.
You're a Bennett for him.
He's a Bennett. He's a Bennett for him.
He's my Matrix. I'm his Bennett. I don't know. Legend may be coming back. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And but anywho,
I was gonna give a little bit of ratings.
Yeah.
IMDb gives it 6.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 68%, both critic and audience. Metacritic gave it 51%. Google users gave it 4.5 out of 5. Common Sense gave it 2 stars. Parents gave it 4 stars on Common Sense. Kids give it 4 stars. Letterboxd gives it 3.4.
All right.
Delicious. And,
Yes.
Did it have a big budget? Did you look into that, like what the budget was or anything? I'm kind of curious.
It was released on October 4th, 1985. Budget was $10 million, and it made $57.5 million.
Wow.
Schwarzenegger was in his fucking prime back then.
Yeah, this was prime Schwarzenegger. Like his feats of strength all through the film, like holding
You don't have to tell
Sully
me
up
and Bennett.
by fucking one leg with his left arm, knock the car is sideways, and the girl's just like, "We don't have a car anymore." Just
He's like, boop.
he just pushes the car, and he's like, "No, we do."
Like at the very beginning when he's holding that whole tree and they they zoom right in on his bicep. I'm like, wow, was that necessary?
The veins are all popping out. Bennett's getting all excited because he sees all the big veiny muscle.
He's like, "Oh, John." That's why he got kicked out. He's trying to fuck John to sleep. He's like, "Bennett, what are you doing in here?" And he's like, "Oh, John, you know, John."
Don't ask, don't. That was don't ask, don't tell times, wasn't it?
Don't ask, don't tell, John. Bennett, get out of here. No, Bennett. We could raise Jenny together, John. We could raise Jenny. What a fucking rag. He would have been a real if he was a fucking partner with fucking Matrix, he would have definitely been the wife, and he would have been a fucking real bitchy wife, I think. Real bitchy queen. "Oh, John, you left your shoes on the floor, John." "I don't need your money, John. I don't need this, John. I just want to be loved, John."
So good.
Fucking mascara running. We
All
fight
right,
for love.
Back to the show.
Well,
I probably suck it.
But what about the Tasteless adjacent?
that's what I was gonna say. So
What about
check
our
it out
socials?
on Tasteless Adjacent at Instagram. Check us out on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get podcasts. We're on the YouTube page of P When I Poo. And I think that was right? Correct? Yes, okay. And
P1IPoo.club will bring you right to the page.
there you go. And just give us a share, Give some other freaking crazy deviant who likes movies or something, and let them know. Share our podcast, and we appreciate everybody for the likes and the comments, and which we really haven't gotten a comment this week, so I didn't call one. But last week we got some comments, and yeah, thanks for everything and the support and the views. We appreciate it.
Like Bennett's dick for John. We're only getting bigger, baby. And I say yes, and not to confuse anybody out there. If they're ever like, what is the P when I poo? Why isn't it just Tasteless adjacent? Because I'm old as fuck. I'm 43, going through midlife crisis, and I'm like, I'm gonna start a fucking write comedy sketches and a place to put all my previous stuff. I was in a band called Moist Chicken and all this other shit. So I said, I'm gonna just start a thing called P When I Poo Club, and that's what happened. But in the meantime, talking to Bone, talking to Slopdog, we're getting together on sketches and stuff. We said, why don't we just put together a fucking podcast? This is what we did. Bone originally came up with a name because I was like, what should we call it? P When I Poo Club Podcast? I was like, I don't know. And then we were going to do pictures, and Bone was like, we should call it Pictures Worth 1,000 Turds. And then as soon as he said it, of course, I'm a fucking moron. I'm like, that's the best name fucking ever. And Bone immediately was like, that's the worst name I've ever heard of in my life. I'm just ballparking shit, and you're fucking grabbing at it like it's fucking John's dick. And I'm like, all right. But then he came up with Tasteless Adjacent. You can hear in the early episodes us rambling about what we're going to call the podcast. And so yeah, Bo came up with Tasteless Adjacent. Slopdog and I thought it was awesome. So again, so don't get confused. Long story short, too late. PWhenIPoo.club is going to bring you to the YouTube page. It'll have the Tasteless Adjacent podcast plus anything else that I have done in the past or doing currently. But Tasteless Adjacent is the podcast. Check us out on X at Tasteless ADJ, Tasteless Adjacent on like Bone said on Instagram. But yeah, so just so there's no confusion out there of like, why the fuck are there kind of two names kicking around? Does that make sense? Did I ramble too long? I think I did. Slopdog, what say you? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm sleeping now.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. How fucking dare you? This is my week off, Slopdog.
You need to take off that chainmail and hang yourself with it now. Anyway.
I know karate.
So just leave comments. I know we always say it, but definitely leave us a comment. Let us know what you think, good or bad. Same thing. We get a laugh out of it either way, so we don't care. You can say whatever you want.
Right. This is just a fun hang, man. We're just here riffing on a movie like you would with your friends at home. Hashtag enjoy the hang, man. Come enjoy it with us. Leave your comments on what you think of the movie. How gay do you think Bennett is for John? I didn't think he was gay at all. And I'm going to go, well, then you're in the closet, pal. And we'll talk about that with you as well. We'll tell you it's okay to come out. Be gay. Live your life. It doesn't matter. And but
how many dog dicks did you give the movie? How many dog dicks do you think Commando deserves?
Yeah, give us your dog dick range, man. This is a fucking just a tipper. This is a fucking 5-dog dicker. What do you got for us, playa? Let us know. And but other than that, thanks for listening, man. We greatly do appreciate anyone who's listening. I think there was someone recently. We looked Romania. Do they eat romaine lettuce in Romania? Am I a fucking moron? I think I am. If you're still listening to Romania, thank you, kid. I greatly appreciate it. Give us a comment.
There's a regular listener in Romania, or somebody randomly every episode listens to the episode in Romania. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing probably one person. We appreciate you. Thank you.
We will fucking take it. Give us a comment. Let us know. We'll bring you up on the show, playa. We'll fucking God bless America. All right, we're getting long-winded here. So saith the shepherd. So saith the flock. Good night,
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
We fight for love. No one can hurt you.
Settle down, Bennett.
What are you, some kind of dog dick? Dick.
I fight with fire as I watch them conspire.
I will protect you. Nothing can hurt you. No storm clouds gathering terrify. I am a mountain surrounded by your love. You are a mountain that dreams are made of. We fight for love. We fight for love. Fight for love. Somewhere. Somehow.
Wow.
Someone.
As you're singing, your mullet's growing. Anybody else think it was a bit much for him to just be in his underwear to row the boat ashore? Like,
Didn't
was
want to get
that
his pants wet.
necessary? I know, he had to be completely in his underwear. I was like, what is happening right now? Anyway,
Prepare for your boners.
it's coming for you. There's no stopping him.
Remember I said I'd give you a boner? I didn't lie.
Come on your back, Bennett.
John, I will be waiting.
You'll be waiting on with my fluttering fag head.
Seriously, that whole movie, there's a lot of homo stuff going on.